Welcome to Inside the Game on the National Soccer Network. Now, here are your hosts, Jonathan Turner and Nathan Wangler.
Good morning and welcome back here to Inside the Game on this Wednesday, November 26th, the day before Thanksgiving. I'm Jonathan Turner. That's Nathan Wangler. Ryan Glinsky, our producer. It is episode number 198 here of Inside the Game, and we are excited here to end the week and the month of November here on this Wednesday morning. Thanksgiving is upon us. I am wearing my Lions swag. Why? Because tomorrow the Lions play. I've kind of made that a habit here on the show. Typically on Fridays, I'll wear Lions gear in anticipation of a cleanup each and every Sunday. Now, obviously Thursday, because the Ryan over here says they're garbage. I will now say they get clean up here every. And the Lions will, mark my words, the Lions will win tomorrow. I'm saying it.
We're low-key cooked.
Right.
The Lions are low-key cooked. We're low-key cooked, for being completely honest.
I sense the tides turning in this Green Bay Detroit matchup. I sensed it since day one of the season. I don't feel great about tomorrow. I feel like the Lions losing on Thanksgiving is a tradition as old as time, and we can't change tradition, right? Because you talked about it. JT, what's the other big tradition? Turkey. I feel like turkey and the Lions
the Turduncan is actually a thing now.
The Turduncan. Yeah, exactly. But the Lions losing is the other big part of that tradition, man. We can't break tradition. I'm just saying that's a part of it, you know. We all grew up. We've all been a part of it. What was that, Ryan?
We don't have Matt Eberflus's stupidity to bail us out this time, so yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Well,
I got to get into you a little bit. I just got to pick on you, you know. I mean, you're draped in your gear today.
The Lions do play tomorrow, and we'll dive into a little bit of that and the Thanksgiving tradition of watching soccer. But I don't know if you guys do this or not at all, but I did some research here earlier this morning and throughout the day yesterday about the different kinds of Thanksgiving traditions that also include soccer that goes back centuries. So we'll talk about that this morning here on the show. Why not? Also talk about what we're thankful for. And who here is sick and tired of going to family functions and not liking the people that are there with them? It's family, right? Are you thankful for being around your family? And I know we all say we just want some normalcy in our lives, but I don't know if family and normal meet anywhere in the middle. But either way, we'll talk about families and what that all entails around the holidays as well. But before we dive into any of that, Ryan, what else do we have on tap here today on the show?
We just got a couple of World Cup pots that for the group drawing on December 5th. That has been confirmed by FIFA yesterday. And Fox gave a couple group of deaths, and so we can discuss that. And you guys can even give your own group of deaths before I reveal that. So, yeah, tons of stuff in terms of the World Cup coming up here.
I don't want to play Morocco.
You said don't want to play Morocco? I can understand that. I mean, Morocco is scary. But if you were to play Morocco, though, in the group stage, let's be honest here, where would you rather play them? Would you rather play them in the quarterfinals
group stage.
or group play?
Yeah, you're fair. Yeah, I wouldn't want to get out of the group and then have to face them.
Right.
Especially
I mean, if we know right now that top two automatically go, and that there's a good chance that the third team could also go in the group, right? Based on what we know about 32 teams are going to make it out, right? So, and I think it's important to acknowledge the fact that I'd rather play Morocco or any terrible team that we might have to face in group play if it means we don't play them in the quarterfinals or further.
I got to give them a shout out, though. They were the first nation to recognize United States independence in 1777. All right, so ships could freely enter Moroccan ports. So we got a little commerce going. I feel like they got the train moving. So shout out Morocco. Big respect, but I don't want to play y'all. I don't. Over 3 in the last 3. They know how to beat us one way or the other. But no, I saw some of those groups that were released yesterday. I was actually looking at a few. One of them was throwing me off. It had Italy in the mix, but I'm pretty sure Italy didn't qualify for the World Cup. I don't even think they're going to the World Cup this year.
They're in the playoffs. That's why they're in pot 4.
They are in the playoffs? Oh, okay. I thought they were out already, but correction. All right. But they have not looked good lately. At least Norway put it on them. So, yeah, I'd be interested to see what they have.
I would say I'm interested to see how it goes as well. But we have a lot more coming up here on this morning's show. So don't go anywhere. Inside the Game number 198 continues here the day before Thanksgiving.
Experience the thrill that came like never before with NSN's Game Rewind.
Dive into full match commentaries enhanced with cutting-edge dynamic graphics,
Letting you relive the highs and lows of your favorite matches in astonishing detail.
whether it's a championship win or a legendary play.
NSN Game Rewind bridges the past and future with a broadcast experience designed to captivate.
Call 586-304-4405
And start watching today.
Welcome back this morning to Inside the Game. Jonathan Turner, Nathan Wangler, Ryan Glinsky, our producer. And let's start the conversation here this morning. I believe we should start probably in the pots conversation. The reason why I say that is because Thanksgiving's tomorrow. Let's get into that here a little bit later in the show. But let's dive into pots. It was announced yesterday here by FIFA, the official pots, as we call them, and where each team and potential playoff places would be as well. We talked about us making that pot 1. We are officially in that pot 1 there at the top. And again, you also have Canada and Mexico also in pot 1. And then you look at the rest there, Brazil, Germany. I mean, it's obviously the thing about this is that we're not going to play anybody else in pot 1. We would only play teams in pot 2, pot 3, or pot 4, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. Because everybody in the pot 1, and no one in pot 2 would play each other either, right? So if you're in pot 2, you're going to be drawn into playing against someone in pot 1, pot 3, or pot 4. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's important to understand how these pots are going to work. And this is a new system from my understanding.
Ryan, turn your mic on.
Don't play in the same region. So, like, for instance, the U.S. would not play Panama, who's in pot 3, because they're in the same. You would only play if they come in through the playoffs. So, like, for instance, if Italy were to get through, you could see, for hypothetical purposes, we could see the U.S. play Croatia and then play Egypt and then play Italy, even though Italy and Croatia are still in UEFA. But since they have more teams and Italy came to the playoff, you could have that completely happen.
Yeah, I think that, when we look at this and we talk about this new setup, again, we're going from, in the past, not 48 teams in this tournament, right? In the past, it was 32 teams.
It was 32.
Right, yes. And so you have 16 more teams, and then I believe in the next cycle we're looking going to 64 teams, right?
Jeez.
Anyways, I think the fact that we now know that we're officially in this first pot, and that the rest of the world, the countries are in, the 2, 3, and 4, it does allow for us to have a kind of an understanding of what it could look like for us in the draw. And I know that yesterday, even Fox kind of put out what they might consider to be the groups of death for the United States. And I think, Ryan, you also have a graphic with that as well.
Yeah, well, but before we reveal that, let's make our own group of deaths without reveal. Let's see how close we are. So make your own group of death for the U.S. by going through these pots. And for instance, I also will tell you who the UEFA playoffs, who these 4 teams could be in that pot 4. And I just went off the highest rankings. Italy, Denmark, Ukraine, and Turkey would all occupy those UEFA spots. So you could add those in the top 4.
Nate, you want to
go
start?
First? Sure. In pot 2, man, this is a toss-up because I'm looking at Japan as well, and we obviously we saw them in their friendly. They didn't have everybody on the field. I think they'd be a test, but I'm still going to go with Morocco in pot 2. Like I said, they've just found a way to beat us in international competitions. I don't know what kind of voodoo they're doing before the game, but they have this ability to beat us at a high level, and they have been. In pot 3, Norway, I think, is the easy answer there. And then in pot 4, man, probably Ghana. I mean, there's a long history between our countries in terms of playing. I mean, obviously, just in the World Cup alone, us playing Ghana. So I think they would be a tough test. Pot 4, I think, is the biggest throw up for me. Who's the remaining teams?
I don't think Ghana and Morocco could be in the same group.
Oh, Ghana. Okay, so probably Italy then. I mean, I think Italy's probably the easy answer there, right? So I'm going to go with Morocco, Norway, and Italy for the group of death for the U.S.
I think that we obviously talked about Morocco, and so in pot 2, Morocco definitely would be in there. But I also would argue that Uruguay, if we drew Uruguay, I think there might be some issue with that. I think that, again, just what happened here on Tuesday, I think the memory from that loss might be a stinger. And so I think Uruguay would remember that for sure. Again, looking at that pot 2, you got Switzerland, Morocco, Uruguay, Senegal. I would argue that you draw Morocco, Uruguay, or Switzerland. Those could all be tough ones. But I would go Morocco.
Switzerland would be a tough test as well.
Yep, I would say really Morocco tough for sure in pot 2. Again, looking at pot 3, there's not a lot of teams that scare me other than Norway. Saudi Arabia scares me a little bit too. I think they've got an up and coming team, right? If I'm not mistaken.
We actually almost hired their manager.
Right. So so I feel like they again maybe not consider them the group of death, but if it's like teams maybe you don't want to draw, if there's like the group and then the backup, I don't know if I want to draw Saudi Arabia either. But
they did beat Argentina.
They did. Norway obviously is in the group of death. They're from pot 3. And pot 4, obviously, there's a lot to be decided there. I think any one of the UEFA playoff teams potentially could be something that you could be worried about. Nobody in pot 4 right now scares me other than the unknowns. So there's a lot of unknowns right now in pot 4.
Italy wouldn't be fun. I mean, they've looked terrible lately, but Italy would still be, in my mind, a really, really hard test. So... yeah, I mean, it's a toss-up. There's a few in all the pots that would be tough. I don't think it's going to be easy one way or the other. I think it's probably going to require at least one upset somewhere along the line to get out of the group. So those are the combinations. I'm wondering what Fox thought, because I did see some of those projections yesterday. I didn't save them myself, but curious what they have.
I know, Ryan, we have those. There they are. And so they're saying – these are the potential groups of death, and they're giving us 3 versions, of that. Colombia, Norway, Italy is in that, I think, that first one. I would argue that that's a pretty tough one. I actually think that the middle one is far, far tougher. Morocco, Norway, Italy, that one. I don't know if the U.S. even comes out of that one into a playoff spot. I mean,
that one,
you could look
scary.
at the Colombia, Norway, Italy one and say there's a chance that if you can come out of their top 3 beating Colombia, that you could argue, but in that second one, I don't see a pathway out of group play. And then Uruguay, Norway, and Ghana is the third group of death. I actually think that one seems to be again an easier pathway. That middle one is just terrible.
I'll say this: I don't think Norway's that scary. Like, you could say it's just Haaland and Ødegaard. But Ødegaard always has some shoulder issue because he just does because he's a stick. Haaland, yeah, he's great, but he's a striker at the same time. So I don't think Norway is this crazy team that we can't defeat. Yeah, sure, they have Erling Haaland, but outside of that, they don't really have anything. So I would favor us against Norway. I really would. It'd be a close game. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think Norway is that scary of a team. But they are the best team out of that pot 3. So and Mekchek was asking earlier about why isn't Italy qualified yet? Because they went 6-2 in their group. Yeah, Norway went 8-0. So there's that. So I don't
they
think
beat Italy
Norway's that scary.
4-1. Yeah, they just might be streaking at the right time, though. I mean, they beat it. They did beat Italy 4-1. So I know that doesn't mean everything, but they would still be a really hard test.
Israel,
I get it.
Estonia, and Moldova. That group is horrible.
It's not. Yeah, it's not necessarily the strongest of groupings.
So obviously with the pots coming out yesterday and obviously talking about this will leave us a lot to talk about here over the next few months, especially once we have the draw that takes place here in less than a week. I believe it's next Saturday, right? The 5th, so Friday. And so we'll obviously talk a lot about that coming up here next week, which again will give us enough talking points to get through Christmas and into the new year on the U.S. men's national team. And once you have that draw, then you can start looking at what's the pathway, to a quarterfinal, right? Start drawing that map out as well. Yesterday, it was announced that we obviously for the second consecutive year will be broadcasting Major Arena Soccer League on our network here on NSN. We mentioned that we're going to have a marathon of sorts starting here at midnight, 12:01 a.m. here on Friday, all the way through Saturday evening when we will actually have our first live broadcast of Major Arena Soccer here, this weekend. And so we're really excited about that. Major Arena Soccer is the best and most professional indoor soccer environment in the country. They had 13 teams once upon a time. Now they're down to 8. I know that if, the number of teams bowed out, Chihuahua Savage being one of them. We talked about that. Chihuahua Savage is a team that we covered last year a number of times. We did their English-only versions of their broadcast. But Chihuahua was unable to meet the quote-unquote requirements of the MASL. And instead of making, their concessions, they opted to step away from the league here in 25-26. But this is a team that had won back-to-back championships in the Ron Newman Cup. And last year, San Diego fell short right in Chihuahua, Mexico. And now they have a chance, I think, to come in and really do some damage this year, being that they are the team that fell short to them. And someone asked me yesterday, who do you think is going to win this thing? My money's on San Diego. Chihuahua was like, Michigan and Michigan State, right? It's like, they just couldn't find a way to get over that hump. And now that Chihuahua's gone, I think San Diego's got it for them. It's on them to finish the job.
Yeah, literally your biggest hump is just now gone. Like, now you don't have to get over the hump. Like, it belongs to you. So, no, I think San Diego's far and away. That changes the entirety of the script of what I thought the upcoming season was going to be, because Chihuahua was – not only did they win a lot and obviously back-to-back championships, but how long had they not lost a game at home? I thought it was like 2 years, darn near 2 years, that they hadn't lost a single game in Chihuahua, Mexico. And because of the environment, because of the way the field played, whatever it was, that team was just magic. And they killed teams. And I was a part of obviously one of those broadcasts. So unfortunate to see him go. Obviously that's sad, because I always talk about, it's always good to have that team, that dynasty, someone at the top, someone to aim at, which I think everybody in the league was while they were doing their thing the last 2 seasons. So unfortunate to see them go. But, I love the MASL product. I think it combines a couple of different things. Obviously, if you love the sport of soccer, it's great for you. But also, it's fast, and it moves kind of like hockey, if not quicker than hockey sometimes. And so just the fast pace, upbeat energy, and the environment is you can't beat it. So I love the product.
So talking about the teams this season: Kansas City, St. Louis Ambush, Empire Strikers, San Diego Sockers. You've got the Baltimore Blast, Utica City, Milwaukee Wave, and I don't know if I said Tacoma. So those are your 8 teams that will make their way into the MASL this year. Dallas Sidekicks, the Texas Outlaws, and who else am I drawing a blank on here from last year? Harrisburg Heat are the teams, and Chihuahua are the 4 teams that did not make their way back into the league for 2025-26. So there you go. Last night I had a chance, and earlier this morning I had a chance to kind of dive into, history of Thanksgiving as it relates to soccer. I dove into that this morning. When we come back here from our next break, we'll dive into that. We'll talk about Thanksgiving and what's been going on for centuries around the United States when it comes to soccer and Thanksgiving. Don't go anywhere. Inside the Game continues this morning.
Are you ready to create unforgettable moments for your audience? NSN offers professional live streaming and full broadcast services tailored to your needs.
From high-quality production to exceptional coverage,
We ensure your game or event becomes a spectacle to remember. Book your next game with us today
call 586-304-4405 to schedule your broadcast.
and let NSN bring the action to life like never before.
Welcome back here to Inside the Game here this Wednesday morning, the day before Thanksgiving here in the United States. I had a chance to look into this, and I found some very interesting information as it pertains to Thanksgiving. And now, from what my research showed me, is one of the earliest known examples of organized modern soccer on American soil may have taken place on Thanksgiving Day in 1842. According to historic reports, the St. George Cricket Club hosted a match at their grounds in New York City, possibly the first of its kind in the country. Even more fascinating, the tradition didn't stop there. For roughly a dozen years, they reportedly gathered every Thanksgiving to play again, embedding soccer into the holiday long before the Football Association wrote the modern rules in 1863. So that's I thought that was interesting to think that, to see that there was an actual soccer game taking place on Thanksgiving Day in 1842, prior to there actually being any rules. Now, I don't know when actual American football was created. Ryan, you might be able to do some quick research on that, but I'm curious.
After soccer was.
Yeah, I'm just
definitely
curious
older.
when the tradition, because again, there are traditions when it comes to playing and throwing the football.
Well, football originated from soccer.
Yeah, football originated from soccer.
No, I know I'm saying, but when did the American football game, when was that created in the United States?
November 6th, 1869, between Rutgers and Princeton.
Yeah, it was a blend of rugby, what they call rugby football, and soccer. It was kind of a blend of those two that eventually led to what we see now. But like the old version of football it looked more like a rugby scrum that just kind of moved up and down the field, because you had 15 players aside on both sides when it started. Like that initial game of football, it just looked like a big game of rumble fumble, essentially, was what it kind of looked like. But then that eventually grew into what we know today as football in the United States. So it's interesting to think that, like, the game of soccer itself has been around in our country longer than football has. It's just this new invention, this new sport that we came up with, especially at the college level, grew to what it is now. And now it dominates the space in the United States. But anyways, I love your fun facts. Continue.
No, and so a Thanksgiving alumni games, a tradition that lives on across the U.S., one of the most enduring soccer traditions, happens away from bright lights and official scoreboards. On Thanksgiving weekend, thousands of former high school and college players return home and gather for informal alumni games. Now, none of this is actually official, but that is, I also know that the day after Thanksgiving is a huge 3v3 indoor soccer type of environments across the Midwest, maybe across the United States. But they, those kids are away from school. What do? Go play some 3v3. You got five or six players on a team probably, and you go and you try to compete for for a T-shirt. 6 or 7 is, as Ryan says here.
Had to get in at least once this week.
We used to play a snow game if there was ever like snow on the ground with like all of my old friends from high school. We go out and play like a snow football game, which is fun to tackle in snow because it doesn't hurt. So, anyways.
For sure. It's 100% true that players would, your college teammates would come home and maybe you go find a local park or open facility to go play some soccer if the weather is obviously good or better than what it might be right now. It's raining outside here in Michigan, but if it was like nice tomorrow, maybe I would see people out there at a park or at a field.
Hopefully they're still not in a tournament when they're playing these games.
Up. Yeah, well, again, you don't know. But either way, there are obviously a lot of collegiate teams that will be because of the fact that they're playing in the NCAA tournament, which I think if you're one of the top 16 teams or in the Elite 8 in this country, chance to get in the Final Four, I think you're okay maybe skipping Thanksgiving, the normal Thanksgiving this year.
Unless you don't play.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like if you're on that ride, I don't think as a player who's going, man, I want to be on this ride for as long as I can. At least that's my perspective as someone who's been there. So, Nate, not playing, I think it is what it is, but being a part of that run, it's special, it's magical. You can't. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Anyways, again, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I talked about this earlier. As much as there are traditions from the past, every year you go into your home, you go into your family, your uncle, your aunt's house. I don't know where you're going, but we all have our traditions. I would love to know, and if you're watching right now, I don't TikTok, wherever you're watching, what are your traditions for Thanksgiving? We know Ryan's going to be eating barbecue ribs tomorrow, and
damn straight, they're good, I'll tell you that.
With some coleslaw,
No.
and completely opposite of what the normal maybe Thanksgiving dinner might be. But what are your traditions? And Nate, we'll start with you. What is a tradition that happens for your family on Thanksgiving?
To be completely honest with you, I mean, we don't really have any sort of like way out there traditions. I think it's just we always just make it a point to be together. And it used to be extended family, but now it's just kind of it's nuclear family. And obviously we'll have the classics. We'll have turkey, we'll have rolls, we'll have butter, we'll have green bean casserole.
Was that I love green bean casserole?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Gotta have those
right
onion
now.
straws
Yeah.
on there, right?
That's
a weird
freaking
onion
killing
strings?
me. It's killing me inside. Yeah, I'm gonna eat the whole thing. But anyways,
Wait, are they like the I don't, there's like different kinds of green beans, but are they like the French ones? Are they longer or like
Yes.
French cut? Yeah, because those are money.
Those are absolute money. So all of that, and then obviously watching the game. I think the probably the pies are probably that's like the signature thing every year because we always do apple and rhubarb, and then sometimes we'll work in like a nice pumpkin pie. Get that away from me, okay? I don't want it. Stop asking me. I don't want it. Pumpkin pie is terrible.
Nobody okay. I asked you to ask me a question today. Is pumpkin pie terrible?
It's terrible.
But
it's terrible.
Ryan, we know your traditions are to not have turkey, but no. What is your tradition tomorrow?
I don't think we have a tradition. So it mainly growing up, it was one of my. It was always around my cousin's birthday, which was 2 days ago, and so we'd always like celebrate, his birthday and everything, and we'd always, go out, have family, whatever. We always go to their house. But as we got older, you stop having birthday parties, and we stopped going to my mom's side of the family for Thanksgiving. So ever since I got to college, so in 2021, everyone has kind of been on their own, I guess, if that makes sense. So we mainly go over to my aunt and uncle's house that is like 5 minutes away. But I know tomorrow we are going to the Detroit parade. We're going with some of my little cousins. We're going to the Detroit Historical Museum to watch it. I guess there's like you get like a ticket and you get like food and you stay indoors for a while until like the parade happens. So I guess that's kind of fun. And then after that, probably just watch the Lions lose because, they typically just lose on Thanksgiving. So yeah, I mean, we're kind of ever since 2021, we've just been kind of doing our own thing, kind of creating our own. Like sometimes it'll just be the four of us and we just have Thanksgiving. So we don't really have anything, if that makes sense. I'm more worried about Saturday, if anything. So.
Oh, Michigan, Ohio State on Saturday?
Yeah.
Wow.
We did get a couple things in the chat. McJack says he does not really have traditions. Khalid in the chat says they have turkey and he said stuff. So I
guess it's
imagine
turkey and stuffing.
I imagine that's stuffing, but he could be saying stuff as in like something else. So in terms of other
it
food.
could be many things of accompaniments, right? I mean, okay. So
Someone might bring a
question,
cinnamon
right?
roll. You never know.
Cinnamon rolls. Oh my God, that'd be great for Thanksgiving
Wouldn't that be
dinner.
great?
Cinnamon rolls are so
yeah.
Cinnamon
good.
rolls are great for bread. Okay. Oh, anyways,
Cinnamon
hold,
rolls are
hold.
so good.
We just lost Nathan.
Nope, I'm here.
Oh, all right, just lost.
All right.
Anyway,
Oh,
but
hey.
so the question I have when it comes to the holidays, right? My family is an hors d'oeuvre family. I think I talked about it before. And so that means when you get to the party, there's a whole bunch of hors d'oeuvres already on the table, right? You got chips and salsa. You've got maybe a veggie tray. Maybe there's some spinach and artichoke dip. I don't know. There could be shrimp. There could be lots of things on the table. My question for you, are you guys an hors d'oeuvre, like kind of, is hors d'oeuvre something that you come to know and love, or are you only there for the main course?
I like my meat and potatoes, man. I like I take that back. Rolls are fantastic. I'll eat 17 of them. But no, outside of that, no. I mean, I like my protein. I like my turkey. I like my gravy. I like the main stuff in green bean casserole.
So when you go to like a Mexican restaurant and get yourself, you don't have the chips and salsa as it comes to the table?
Okay, that's a different story. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Right. So when you go to Outback
that
Steakhouse or Texas Roadhouse, you don't get yourself. You get the bread and butter, right? You get it obviously comes to the table.
Heck yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It's the best
Yeah,
part.
all that stuff comes with the table. It's not just like given.
Well, okay.
Or it's not just ordered.
All right. Again, I'm asking. I mean, hey, when you get your Buffalo Wild Wings, do you get it with fries and the celery and carrots?
Oh, I never eat that. B-dubs.
I don't like B-dubs either. I prefer Wingstop over them every day of the week. But
Detroit Wing Company.
But again, I'm asking this
Absolutely.
question because I think it's
I
important
love
because
the
there's a
meal.
lot of
I love the
people.
meal leading up to the meal.
Yeah, a lot of people get, when is turkey going to be cooked and when is it going to be ready, right? You get there at 1 o'clock and dinner's not starting until 5. You got to eat something.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You can't just sit around. I mean, if you're watching a football game, do you got to have chips in your hand? Do you got to have something in your hand, a drink?
Hey, man, you're talking to the guy whose BMI says I'm morbidly obese. Yes, I know. I'm definitely a snacker. Like I said, I like the meal leading up to the meal. Big fan. Big fan.
Fair enough. All right. But Ryan, what about you? You get to the house tomorrow. You're gonna have some hors d'oeuvres there in the.
What is it? McJack says he doesn't. He said that the food that they have, because I asked him like, what's the main dishes that they have? He says it's all over. He says I don't even know what the food tomorrow will be, but I said it keeps it interesting though. You don't really know what's gonna be served. I kind of like that because for me, food's food, man. As long as
food is no, food is not food. Because if turkey was there tomorrow, you would not eat it.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat the turkey. Like,
so
I would go
food
where I
is
want.
not food.
Like I will just go where I want to eat it. So like it doesn't matter to me. Hors d'oeuvres. What does that mean? I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to the chat.
It's an appetizer.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a snack fiend.
See?
So appetizers are kind of like the move. Even though I never ordered at restaurants because unless it's given like chips and salsa or Texas Roadhouse rolls, but I ain't going out of my way to pay for appetizers. But no, I'm a snack fiend. I'm not gonna lie. So
I feel like I've learned to pace myself more the older I've gotten too, because I would straight up ruin meals with how many appetizers I ate leading up to it, But now I'm good. I can do both.
I'm a big pigs in a blanket type of guy.
Yeah, those are good too. You can't go wrong with pigs in the blanket. I mean, there are hummus and chips, chips and hummus. We've had like bacon over the years, like little bacon things. My wife will do the caprese salad, which is like the tomatoes, the mozzarella cheese, and then the vinaigrette on top with basil. That's awesome. I mean, there's a lot of chicken. What's it called? There's a buffalo chicken dip. Ever had that before?
That's gas.
Right. So all
at the market I used to work at, we used to have bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers. With cream cheese.
That sounds fantastic.
I mean,
your BMI might jump though. It might drop from morbidly to dead. You might just be you're dead.
Passed away.
It's like
you're
dead.
Anymore.
On Sunday night we had family at my house. We talked about this, and I went to the store and I bought some different salsas, and I bought a ghost pepper salsa, and we put on the cup that it was in the ghost pepper hot, right? And my Zoe came over and she didn't see it, and she dipped right into that ghost pepper hot sauce, and first bite into it, she said, this is actually good salsa, and then obviously it
happens
hit
at one
right
time.
And she starts running around like Bart Simpson. It's like running around the house going, I need water, and just screaming at the top of her lungs.
She needs milk.
Milk no water.
Milk.
Need milk, but it's
He needs some milk.
when you talk about when I talk about traditions, especially when it comes to Thanksgiving, I think the biggest one that we've tried to do over the years is just kind of like enjoy the lack of chaos on Thanksgiving, because the other holidays that come up here in the next month, Christmas and New Year's.
That's a good point.
There's a lot of chaos that happens. And
Thanksgiving's
so
a chill holiday.
it's extremely, there's no expectation. There's no gifts giving. You're just showing up. You're going to watch some football. You're going to maybe play some games, and you're just going to relax. And that's the tradition that I like the most about Thanksgiving. Well, it might not be a tradition. It's such a low key holiday. I mean, you got Halloween that happened a month ago. Halloween, that's not low key. You gotta get dressed up. You gotta walk around. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it. Not low key, But Easter, not low key, especially if you have kids.
I know that's definitely
Mother's
low-key
Day,
now.
Father's Day, a lot of pressure on those holidays.
Valentine's Day, not low key.
Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
I'm glad I don't have to celebrate that.
But this is a low key holiday. You get to just go and just be, and
Eat and sit.
Yes.
I like doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
who
great.
doesn't like doing
That's
that,
perfect.
right?
That
I'm not
is
gonna lie.
tailor-made for me.
If the Lions didn't play on Thanksgiving, it'd be an ultimate chill holiday. Also, when the Lions suck, it's still a chill holiday, but with tomorrow, not going to be chill for a while.
It's
I'm
true.
not
From
gonna
a
lie.
sports fan perspective, this could also be a very stressful stretch of days. Just saying. I mean,
so
you got
stressful.
Lions.
Yeah, I didn't think about
You're
this.
thinking
Is
about
not
Michigan
this is
at
not
home.
This is not a chill week for me. Like, gotta think about it. So here's my sports fandom schedule. Tonight at 3 o'clock, or well, not tonight. This afternoon at 3 o'clock, Arsenal, massive game in the Champions League against Bayern Munich. Like, this is the top
They're
two teams
arse.
in Europe at the moment. And then tomorrow we gotta beat the Packers. Friday, CMU. If they win, they could get into Ford Field to play Western Michigan. They gotta beat Toledo. Saturday. Do I even have to say it's the game? Sunday, Arsenal back at it to play second place Chelsea in the Premier League. This ain't chill at all. This is stressful as all could be.
Man's freaking out right now.
You know it's really not stressful. It's really stressful. Not what you just described.
That's so stressful.
Not at all.
That's so
Not
stressful.
even. Come on, man. Really? Come on, man.
The only stress
spoken
free
like
today,
a true single man over here. Like,
The only
it's like-
stress-free day
Life is
today.
bigger than sports.
I mean, Nate has
just
Nate. Nate's in love, which is great. I got my wife and my kid, family. You throw all that into the ringer. I can tell you this right now: walking into a Thanksgiving of another family, being
Stadium
around
pulse
that,
goes up.
there's nothing more stressful in the world than that. You can't compare that to watching a football game on Saturday. Michigan, Ohio State, that does not compare.
Stadium
No.
stadium
You know
pulse
that-
goes up when you walk into that house.
You know that crowd? Yes, it goes. It's cranked up when you walk in that thing, especially when
So-
you're meeting like 7 new people. Yeah.
I actually think it'd be kind of a cool thing to do, like where like they could do like, you know, they have those weddings now where they have like they do like a play-by-play, someone walking out, like a sports announcement, the grotto, you know, walking out and they're all like doing their thing. I'd be kind of cool if like we could get like a company. Maybe we should start our own company where we could do that for new boyfriends and future in-laws coming through a door to introduce you into a house for like Thanksgiving. Like now coming in at 5'9", 110 pounds. Straight out of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
He's an accountant. He will do your taxes.
That's great. We don't like him. He's a loser. This is
Recent graduate of Central Michigan University.
I want to do post-dinner interviews. That would be great. Catch them on the way out
Hey,
of the
what do
house.
you like? Almost like the MTV Road Rules, like the confessional. Right after, like, hey, what do you think? What do you think of Nate?
You interview the dad, the mom, the uncle. Yeah, this guy sucks. Get him out of the family. I hope she doesn't bring him around again.
But I don't know enough about him. You know, he's got a lot to prove. You know, I like what I see so far.
You know, he's got potential, but we're going to go through those growing
We
pains
haven't gotten to the
as a
X's
young
and O's
quarterback
yet.
ever
We haven't
does.
gotten to the X's and O's yet. We're going to get there, though. We're going to dive into this. We're going to replay it, right?
Yep.
Now that is. I mean, that's. See, I think there's a lot. I'm not single, but when you are going
That's why
into
Wednesdays
an
come so much better.
when you're going into an environment and your entire family is married and you're the lone person who's not married, that is stressful. There's some stress associated with that.
I feel like you get stressed out in social situations, JT.
No, not me. I'm just. I'm
around people. And you're
No, I'm
just
just
like,
saying that that's a. I'm not. Guys, I've been married for almost 18 years. I'm not talking about me. I'm just saying that if you are going into an environment where you're 25 years old, you're graduated from college, everybody's married around you having babies, does that create a stressful environment for you?
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, especially if it's your friends. I'm sure it probably.
Well, I think.
changes
Well,
the
again,
dynamic
what are you
a little bit.
reminded of every time? Everyone's getting married, everyone's having babies, and here you are, you're not. It's like there's a.
I just had two cousins, both had kids like days apart from each other, and another cousin get engaged literally in one weekend. I was like, wow, look at them go. But yeah,
my clock is ticking.
No, I try not to. I don't compare. I don't really agree with all that. But I hear what you're saying.
Can I add one more game to my stressful week of sports?
Oh boy, here we go.
9:30 tonight. Michigan basketball versus Gonzaga. The best front courts in the nation play each other for $1 million. More stress. God,
Well, Michigan
why do I
doesn't
like
need $1
sports so
million.
much? Why do I
to be
like
fair.
it?
I think
Didn't Michigan
will
beat
be
Auburn
okay.
yesterday by like a lot?
30, yes. Yes, it
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Killed them.
Again, super cool, right?
Super cool.
Super cool. But
Gosh, I
but
hate
yeah,
why I like
hey,
sports.
I mean,
Any
the
other cool fact?
holidays are upon us. What we're gonna do is we're gonna step aside for one more break. We come back. We'll continue here this morning on number 198 of Inside the Game. That's the day before Thanksgiving. Don't go anywhere.
The Flint City Bucks are Michigan's top soccer franchise with 4 national championships, 9 conference titles, and 15 Great Lakes Division titles. They have produced 107 players for Major League Soccer, and they focus on attracting top talent and shaping soccer's future. Michigan Bucks Academy joins NLS Next new competition tier starting in September of 2025. This offers elevated levels of play and flexibility for high school participation. The Academy will provide premier development, high-performance training, and exposure to scouts through regional tournaments and MLS Next events. For more information on tryouts, training programs, and key updates as we prepare for our first season in MLS Next new tier, visit MichiganBucksAcademy.com.
Welcome back here to Inside the Game this Wednesday morning. Jonathan Turner, Nathan Wengler, Ryan Galinsky. And this morning, I was getting ready to come in here to the studio, and I happened to see a TikTok video, and I wanted to talk to both of you about this real quick. It's about Christian Pulisic.
Oh, I thought something
And
completely different.
they were asking MLS players if Christian Pulisic is in fact where he would rank in the world in regards to being a winger. Is he a top winger in the world? The question was, is Christian Pulisic a top 20 in the world? And I don't think there was a single player that they asked that said no. He is a top 20, right? But then they asked him if he's top 10, and that's where it started to get like questions. So, where is Christian Pulisic in the world ranking wise right now when it relates to him as a winger, right? He plays out wide in most of his environments. I think the only time he ever plays really interior inside the midfield it would be with the United States men's national team when he was playing maybe a role of a 10 once upon a time. But my question is he a top 20 player? Is he a top 10 winger in the world?
I would go not top 10, but I would go top 20. So not better than Yamal. Not better than Rafinha, not Vinny. Ousmane Dembele, no. Saka, no. I can't even pronounce his name, but no, he's not. Messi, probably not. Ooh, Nico Williams, that's an interesting one. No, Rodrigo doesn't play enough, so Elise, no. Diaz, no. I'd put him around 15. I'd give him a solid 16.
16. Why you, Nate?
Yeah, I mean, I think ESPN came out with rankings not long ago. I'm looking at some of those. They have him at 18, which I think is fair. I think that's a fair area. It's right around where Ryan is saying he's going to put him in the mix. But no, I think that's an easy one. I think top 20 convincingly, yes. I don't think he's a top 10 player in the world, but I think sometimes we just maybe blow it out of proportion a little bit as Americans simply because he is from here and we want to kind of herald him as our guy. But I do think there is a stark difference between the way we see Christian Pulisic and the way that other players around him see him. I feel like the players around him are always like, this kid's the real deal. Like, you don't realize. And all of us are like, he's all right. Hasn't done much for us lately. So I hope that changes, obviously, with the international team. But I do think he's comfortably top 20, but not in the top 10.
Yeah, Sports Illustrated has him ranked as number 11.
Wow.
I think it's a little high.
Huh. My question, though, is this, right? Because there's league and then there's country. And arguably, if you're in the top 20 in the world, that means that you do it well in both. Right? You do it well in country, you do it well in league, right? Obviously, you do even better, I guess. So you have to be even superior to that. Mm-hmm. Do we put him in that ballpark? Do we put Christian Pulisic doing great in league and great in country, or just great in league? Because right now, all I'm seeing is great in league.
Very good.
Well, he's still been great in country. He's still broken records and stuff. But lately, you're right. I mean,
Well, aren't these all? I mean, Lionel Messi. Still. Would we put him in the top 20?
Messi?
He's not a wing.
I'd have to see Messi in the World Cup at this point because I can't judge everything on the MLS.
If we look at Messi in his totality of his career,
he's the GOAT. So
shouldn't he be there right now?
GOAT,
be in the top 10.
If you want to give him like the benefit of the doubt because of how good he is,
credit for what he's done.
Yeah, I can give
kind
you
of like
that.
a LeBron type situation. Yeah.
So does he get grandfathered in, so to speak, as the top 20, right? Is he in there because he's?
Yeah, I can give you that. I can give you Messi then.
So so looking at that and understanding that, Messi's obviously on the downturn, right? We know that he's on the downturn of his career. Pulisic is on the upside of his career, but they're not both meshing at the same time. Now, is that an anomaly? I don't know. We've talked about this, but I think it's important to when you start talking about top 20 in the world, does it relate to only one of the two things, or again, LeBron James is arguably one of the best basketball players of all times.
One of the best,
yes.
Right?
Now, is it based on what he does internationally? No. It's only based on what he's done in the NBA for the most part. Yeah, because again, we're not going to be able to measure him the same way. But U.S. again is a different. Soccer is a different beast because there is the massive international competition, and there's also your league competitions. They both are important, and I would actually argue that one might be more important than the other. Right? I mean, we all know Pele from what he did in the World Cup. We don't know Pele from what he did really domestically inside of Brazil as far as a player, right?
I feel like people relax on that expectation maybe a little bit, though, because he is an American. Like, it's different if you come from the school of Spain or Argentina or France or Germany. Like, that's a different story. But since he's an American, I feel like maybe people relax those expectations a little bit. But he has shattered records on the U.S. men's national team. What are you laughing at, Ryan?
Mac Jack in the chat, he goes, LeBron is a joke. He's good, but he's no Jordan. And that's why I was laughing. And I
don't. Yeah, there's no. I mean, Michael Jordan is.
I knew I liked it, Mac Jack.
I got Michael Jordan. We've
by
talked
the way,
about
these guys created MJ. By the way, these guys created him.
We have talked about generational players, and while I think that Michael Jordan will go down as the best player, if not the best player of all time in the NBA. You could also say he was the best of his generation. And you could also argue that LeBron James may be the best of his generation. Those were all things can be true at the same time. But I think it's important to acknowledge that I don't think any of us would know who Pele was if it wasn't for what he did in the World Cup and what he's done internationally. But there are a lot of players in the EPL, for example, David Beckham, for example, who didn't do a lot of great things for Team England.
He did score a banger free kick against Greece. I'll give him that.
But I'm saying if you look at totality-wise, didn't do a whole lot for Team England. Now,
England never does anything.
Wayne Rooney, what did he do for Team England, right? Now, I think he had maybe a better career, maybe.
That generation of English players didn't do anything.
So you look at that and say, okay, well, but David Beckham, arguably one of the better players in the history of soccer. I mean, you could put him up there.
Club-wise, yes.
Yeah. I mean, so I think
it's a free kick against Greece.
I think it's an important thing to ask, and it's a good question that they're asking about whether or not he's ranked in the top 20. Again,
that moment against Iran where he almost lost his future kids.
That's right. That is true.
He scored the goal.
He did put his balls on the line.
All right, so we got question of the day. We want to take a little bit early. This one could be a little bit longer question of the day, so why don't we get into it right now?
Question of the day. I'm so happy that you guys did not even take it. Like, I had 2 questions of the day lined up, but the question of the day. But before we get that, of course, we got to mention and shout out Salt Athletic, the official sponsor of us here at the National Soccer Network. And question of the day, use promo code NSN15 to save 15% off of that #1 smell-proof cleat bag. That 100% works. Scan that QR code on your screen or visit saltathletic.com today. But this one, this is build. You have $15 to spend. You have to build your best Thanksgiving meal with $15. You see the $5 row. You see the $4 row. You see $3, $2, and $1 row.
Lasagna's down at $1 down there at the bottom. What is that, dude?
Lasagna.
It's such a weird dollar amount. Okay, go.
You got $15 to spend. How are you spending that $15?
Jeez, Nate.
Wait, whoa. $4 for gravy?
Yeah.
How is gravy not in the $1 section?
I know. That's what I'm trying to understand. Who created this list?
I have no idea. Took it off the internet.
This is Bush League. Oh, my goodness gracious. Now, okay. Hold on. Let me think about this.
Gravy's overrated anyway, guys.
Ain't no green bean casserole in here.
If
so
the turkey is dry, you need the gravy.
I'm just getting some
raw
green beans.
You killed Nate's rolls, man, at $3.
What the hell?
And his green beans.
What is America coming to? Okay, all right. I guess I'll get turkey for $5. Thanks a lot. Oh boy.
By the way, Khalid in the chat says, "Happy holidays, my friends." Happy holidays to you too, Khalid.
Happy holidays
to
you as well.
Man, if you want your turkey, your mashed potatoes, and your stuffing, you're screwed.
Oh man. Yeah, you know what? Gravy, mashed potatoes, and then that salad. I'm dumping as much cheese and ranch and other stuff on top of it, and I'm mixing that thing up, and it's going to be the size of my head. So, yep, that's mine. That's what I'm going with here today. So turkey, mashed taters, gravy, and big old salad. Big old salad.
All right, so I've never heard of a Thanksgiving lasagna, but either way,
I've had Thanksgiving lasagna before.
Sure, you probably had, my guy.
pretty good.
That and your Thanksgiving Burger King too, probably. Okay,
I've
so
never had Burger King.
I'm gonna obviously turkey. Gonna go turkey. I'm gonna go green beans, mashed. I can't do mashed. I gotta do stuffing. So that's 10, 13. I'll do the salad.
This is so totally not low key.
Maybe I'll go. I'll go two. I'll go. Oh shoot! There's glazed carrots. I can't have those either. I guess I'm gonna have to have 2 portions of salad. I'm gonna double down. I'm getting 2 portions of salad. So it's not like Red Robin where you get the unlimited salad, right? You gotta. All right, it's not unlimited. It's just one. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't go to Red Robin.
Oh, okay. Well, there you
haven't
go.
been to Red Robin?
I'm gonna get the $5 turkey. I'm gonna get the stuffing. I'm gonna get the green beans because I like green beans. I'm gonna go 2 orders of salad because I can't have the potato pie. I can't have the Brussels sprout. The Brussels sprouts suck. And there you go.
Eating his grains.
All right, so
His
I'm
filling
rocking
grains. I like it.
$4 ham. $4 ham. $3 mac and cheese puts me at 7.
All right.
I'm gonna go mashed potatoes at 5, so puts me at $12. $3 to spend. What do I want for the 2 and what do I want for the 1? I gotta go $1 with the salad, and then do I want cornbread? Because cornbread's gas. Yeah, I'll go
Taters
cornbread too.
without
So
gravy?
$4 ham, mac and cheese, cornbread salad, and mashed potatoes.
Taters without gravy?
Again, gravy's overrated. It's just extra calories for no reason.
Oh,
This man,
you're just eating
I
straight up taters.
I don't even know how you can
What?
build a Thanksgiving.
You don't need gravy. It's overrated. It's
I don't even believe I can't believe you're even having mashed
Wow.
potatoes. But
That is-
I'm not
each
gonna
their own.
lie. I was today years old to find
That's-
out what BMI stands for. Body mass index. I never knew that was
Body
a thing.
mass index.
This is
Yep.
a guy that goes to gym, by the way, every day. He lifts things up and puts them down all the time. And this guy doesn't know
It's
what
not-
BMI is.
It's not an accurate. Yeah. Yeah.
Get the
Well,
pump
he's
cover
never
on
had to
still right
worry
now.
about BMI over there.
Oh, boy.
So
Mick Jag.
running
Mick
around
Jag
on
said,
the pitch.
"Welp, I'm out, but it's been fun." He said also no to Red Robin. Attaboy, Mick Jag.
no Red Robin? Isn't Red Robin like from Minnesota? I
Robin's
thought
great.
that was like I think Minnesota. It all started in Minnesota. Like that in Target and Best Buy, by the way. I think all those started in the great state of Minnesota. Either way. But that does
Washington. Seattle, Washington is where-
Minnesota.
doesn't that does wrap up our Wednesday before Thanksgiving edition of Inside the Game. Number 198 is officially in the books here today. I'll be back at it here on Monday for 199 and then on Tuesday for number 200.
Yeah. Let's get it.
Oh, he says, I'm here for Red Robin.
Oh.
I'm out for Ryan, is what he said. I'm out for Ryan.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
He probably doesn't like the gravy. Gravy's overrated. What can I say? It's just there. It's just extra calories. It's just extra sauce. Basically, what it is.
I want to be able to. We have to go to the. We're gonna have to create a segment called the Vault, where we could come back in 10 years and like legit like go to Ryan and say when he says things like I don't like turkey and this guy's eating turkey every Thanksgiving like up the wazoo and he's like he's slurping down like a big gulp of gravy with his mashed potatoes because he's changed his
'cause
tune.
he's gonna meet a girl. He's gonna go to her Thanksgiving. That turkey's gonna be like fall off the bone good, and this man's gonna be like, all right, I changed my tune. It's actually pretty good. Yep.
I've
And he's gonna be
always
dumping
said-
gravy all over it.
I've said that turkey, the way it could be made, it could be wrong, and I dislike the way it's cooked. In particular, what my uncle does. I said that's completely wrong, or that completely could be true. I could be wrong in that. So I'm open
Gotta
to
have
trying
someone
turkey.
smoke it.
but
Again,
gravy,
you're having
nah.
you're having ribs
Someone
tomorrow,
smoke
right?
a turkey for you.
Probably because
You're
ribs are gas.
But you're not all ribs are gas. So that's what I'm saying.
These
Like,
ribs are gas.
So the person that makes the ribs does a great job with it. Because I've had
Michael does a good
shitty
job.
ribs. I had a lot of shitty ribs.
I don't think I've ever come
Yeah.
across shitty ribs. Whether it's at the though, to be fair though, I only go to 2
Not a
places
single.
for ribs.
Where do you
One
go?
restaurant and my uncle's house. That's really about it.
Where's the restaurant?
Finn's down in New Baltimore. It's fall off the bone.
Finch.
That'll wrap up
Long.
198 here today.
Yes.
We're
You guys
gonna
need to
wrap
get
it.
better food taste.
Yeah, sure.
We're off
All
the
right,
rails.
coming from the guy that likes chicken tenders and macaroni and cheese or grilled cheese sandwiches.
Don't sleep on chicken
Have you
tendies,
tried?
man.
Speaking of
Chicken tendies are great.
speaking of grilled cheese, Applebee's is like grilled cheese hamburger sandwiches are so good, so good. Gotta try it.
I opted against it last night. I got a classic cheese over here, but I'll do it the next time.
Oh,
I
it's
got
so
you.
gas. I'd rather have that for Thanksgiving dinner than anything else, to be quite honest with you.
Grilled cheese cheeseburger.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, that will wrap up Inside the Game here on this Wednesday, November the 26th, number 198, officially in the books. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Enjoy your holiday. Be safe. Spend it with friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe, like us, share this with your friends and family. Hey, do it while you're at Thanksgiving. That'd be great. Share this with everybody. I'll be back at it here coming up this weekend. MASL kicks off here on Friday as well as on Saturday. And we'll be back with our more coverage of soccer here, kicking off here next week on the network. But that'll wrap up today's show. I'm Jonathan Turner, Nathan Wengler, alongside our producer, Ryan Glinsky. Have a great rest of your day and an even better tomorrow. And we'll see you next time right here on Inside the Game. From the biggest matches to the hottest takes, Jonathan Turner and Nathan Wengler bring you the stories, the analysis, and the edge you won't get anywhere else. Streaming live weekdays at 9 a.m. on YouTube, Roku TV, Facebook, Twitter, and all major platforms. No filters, no fluff, just real talk, real soccer. This is Inside the Game.